Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with a reading, and I do feel like this reading may be kind of like an overview of the current energies that are at play. I have shuffled the decks and everything, and I decided to use this Rebecca Cecchioli deck today. And underneath the deck now is kind of a very telling card. I feel like this very much describes the energies right now. This is actually the Ten of Swords. And this is what it feels like right now. It's like things are being shed. But for some people, it feels as if what is being shed are things that they are still holding on to. They still see these parts, these archetypes that kind of evolution wants us to let go of. They still see these archetypes as themselves. It's like it's still a part of their ego. And so depending on kind of how surrendered you are, how much you've been listening to that flow of evolution, this may be a time that's going to feel like very liberating, where you feel like, oh, I'm finally able to let go of all of these. I'm hearing all of this trash. It's like letting go of the things that they've actually felt outdated for so long, and it felt like things that you were just done with. And now it's just easy to let go of it. But for others, it's almost like they there is this lack of light. There is this lack of light, lack of awareness within a lot of people still. I'm hearing the majority of people. And so that means that a lot of people are still kind of clinging to the things that we're asking to let go of. And so this time is not going to be a time of relief for a lot of people. To them, it's a time of pain, because it feels like being attacked by the universe and not really understanding why. So that's what I'm feeling just like off the bat with the energies. Yeah. And behind this card was also death. So like I've been talking about, it's like we're in this shift. We're moving into fall, and then winter is gonna come. And this is kind of something that I feel is gonna last for years. Years of going through this falling, and then years of going through this winter. But of course, it's very much also linked to the culture where you're living. So it's a bit complicated, but let's see what comes through here in this reading. Can we get a card? Tree of Life. So it's like we're building our astral bodies. Interesting, the Andean cross. Wow, I'm hearing the portal is about to close. What I'm getting is that we have recently been it's almost like there has been this opening, there has been this portal, and it's something that I haven't really felt guided to speak a lot about, because the messages that I've been getting is that if people cannot see this by themselves, then they're not ready to go through it. Then they're not ready to go through it, and so it's better for them to not know about it yet. But now it feels like it might be time to start talking about it, because this portal is closing. It's gonna open up again, so don't worry. If you feel like, oh, I missed it, don't worry. It's gonna open up many times, many times. So it's not like... It's important to remember that we are not meant to enter into two new timelines before we're ready to handle it. It's almost like it would be more devastating to us to enter into the new without having the light to handle the new than it would to stay stuck in the old and having to kind of be forced to build our light as we deal with the karma of the old. Then it's safer for us it feels like to stay stuck in the old. So that's what I'm feeling now, that we're moving into a time that some people, you are moving through this portal, you've moved through this portal, and you're entering into new. Other people, it wasn't your time, and so you're moving into a time where you're gonna start to be more confronted with your own shadow and your own karma. That's what I'm feeling. So let's pull some more cards. One card fell on the floor, and it was the Eight of Swords. So I feel that some of you may be fearing this message. If you felt some kind of fear when I said that, it means that you're moving into a period of time where you are really going to be building your light. You're really going to start to understand more. It's kind of like when we feel fear, it's a sign that the mind that we currently have is not in support of the potential that we currently have. That's when we feel fear, when there's no real acute danger. It's like it means that we have so much more potential than our current mind is able to tap into. And so fear isn't really a negative if there's no real danger. It just shows you that you would benefit greatly from building your light, from starting to understand more. And underneath the deck was the Judgment card. Such a telling combination, isn't it? Looking here with the little rabbit that holds the key to kind of her heart, I'm feeling. It's almost like the heart is a rose, right? That blossoms. And so it's kind of like this, when you're able to build your light, your understanding, really go into the reasons that you fear and look at them. You have to know what they are. Why are you fearing? You have to know all of the details of that, because it's part of your purpose. It's part of you seeing yourself and how you have been created. And so I feel like once you do that and you understand everything about how you have been created, what created your current state of being, when you understand that, that's kind of like when you have the key to like open this beautiful rose, this heart energy. So I feel like for some of you, this is what's happening now. It's like you're starting to blossom. I'm hearing you moving into your rose era. It's like you're jumping. You're not going into fall at this point in time. You're going directly into spring. You know, with the rabbit as well, it's like you're starting to it's like an energy of fertility, starting to bring forth creative projects. But of course, since such a huge part of the collective is still going into fall, there will always be a part of you that is going to go through that as well. There's always this part of you that's going to be shedding, whilst I feel like it's like your core, like your deep selves, your cells is what I'm hearing. They're going to be blossoming. They're going to move into this energy of spring. So that was for someone here. For others of you, it's like you're going to feel the shadows coming closer, and the shadows, you know, this is your potential. This is what you're meant to become aware of and understand. That's where I feel like Christianity and a lot of religions are really not a support, because they kind of tell us like the shadows are bad. But really, they're only bad if you don't have the light and the heart to understand. If you can understand the nature of things, nothing is really bad, because then you can handle it. You know how to interact with it. You know when to run away, you know when to charge forward, you know when to create peace, you know all the intricacies. And so for some of you, that's what you're learning now. You're learning about the nature of your shadows, the nature of what your mind calls bad. And then the moon, the moon is there underneath the deck. So this is really opening up your lunar powers. like you're really connecting with your inner forgotten selves. That's what I'm feeling. You're connecting with your womb. I see the moon energy as our womb. It is where we kind of grow our manifestations. So it's our subconscious, right? So it's through our subconscious that we manifest. And I feel like for a lot of people, their subconscious is just dark. They don't really know what's going on there because it might be filled with shadows that makes you feel uncomfortable. And so I feel like you can feel this moon, this subconscious, this shadow very well in situations that make you fearful. That's why it's like it's kind of good to seek out these situations sometimes, because it connects you to that place of the moon. That's where it's very easy to feel it. And so that kind of grants you access to that lunar power when you move towards situation that creates anxiety in you, particularly if those situations are not really dangerous. So that's something for some of you to, it just feels like for some of you, you just need to look at things a bit differently. It's like you've been trapped in the old duality, like the old religious way of thinking about reality in terms of like the dark is bad and the light is good. You know, light can be blinding. If you have a lot of light, you may not even see what's inside of other people. It's like you just get blinded by your own desire. So light is not always good either, if you're thinking beyond just yourself. So that's for some of you. I feel like you're moving into a time, yeah, 2 of Cups coming out under the deck. It's like you're moving into a time where we are collectively moving into a time, of course. I was reminded, like, South Node in Libra, North Node now in Aries. It's like we're constructing our new selves. 6 of Swords came out. It's like our old or old selves. I don't know. There's really a lot of, I'm just channeling now. But it's like our old selves, they exist in the old time. And as this new time comes in, it's like we're going to go through so many changes. But it's almost like to build our masculine, to build our light, we can choose to do it in a conscious way. Not everyone is going to do this. Not everyone is going to choose to remain conscious during all of this transformation, you know, this shedding. They're just going to be stuck in their reactive emotions, just like taken by the wave, back and forth, fighting, freaking out, running away, you know, just like hysterical kind of. But there's also this other way of doing it, and that is by understanding. Again, building your heart. You know, it's like you're growing taller. You're starting to understand what is happening. Some of you, I feel you're moving into this. And I feel particularly this may be strong in regards to like your relationship. So how you feel in regards to others. It's almost like everyone is going to show a different part of your shadow. You know, with some people, you may have to go into your dark feminine more and be more vicious and be more elusive and push them away because maybe they are trapped in the light. You know, maybe they are just trapped in their own desire. They don't even see you at all. They just want what they want. And so that means that you have to go dark on them, you know? But for other people, maybe they lack desire. Maybe they're the opposite. Maybe they feel hopeless. And so you can get into your divine light more and you can try to inspire and you can be their star, you know? So I feel like we're going to get to play so many different roles right now in our relationships, just based on, you know, the the gift is what I'm hearing, and it's kind of like the present, just based on what that present moment between the two of you really is. You know, the depths of it, the feeling of it. And I feel like if you can do that, if you're at that level, then this time is gonna be smooth sailing. It's gonna be so liberating in terms of you learning how to play all of these different roles, like really sinking into your wholeness is what I'm feeling for a lot of you, and releasing judgment. Because again, like in the old world, typically we have been judging certain roles harder than others. You know, certain roles we just don't want to play out because they're bad. And so I feel for those of you that are going through this, it's going to be so healing and it's going to be so liberating. I feel like wildness, connecting to your wild side. And you're also going to see that the very special connections that you may have with people that they are actually bright enough to let you play all the roles, like without judging you, without fearing you, without like stepping back. It's like they're your match. So for some of you, I'm feeling this is a twin flame experience, grounding into the physical for some of you. Actually, that's pretty cool. Anything else? Like final card here. The rabbit as well here. You see in this card, the Six of Swords, the rabbit is very important. It symbolizes, like I said, spring, fertility, abundance. But the rabbit eats their children when it's frightened. You know, then the children are not allowed to live. They're not allowed to come forth. So there's something about that as well. Understanding your fear and your anxiety is going to help you to create more space for your inner children, like your inner creative projects, the things that will just naturally flow from you, like that are from nature, gifts from nature coming through you, like specifically you, uniquely you. So understanding your anxiety is key. I feel is gonna be key. Yeah, let's see. Let's one final card here. Ace of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So there is some new growth I'm feeling for some of you. It's like some of you, wow, there's gonna be new growth for everyone. Underneath the deck was also the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel it like this. You see her with the Nine of Pentacles. She has one eye, that's her normal eye. And then the other eye is kind of like her, in this case, her swan eye, her bird eye. It's kind of like this part of her that is able to just float on top of the water. Instead of drowning in it, instead of being just like drowning in it when the waves come, it's like she's just able to float on top of it and understand, observe, what is this? If you have that eye, then what you've been spinning over the past years, it's more and more light. It's like you've been spinning more and more light within yourself. It's like you've been creating this web of light, this web of understanding, this heart opening. And so now that is going to start to manifest. But for other people, like they have not been doing this. It's like they've actually become more and more reactive, more and more feeling more and more haunted, you know, feeling more and more attacked, feeling more and more pressed. And so what they have created is kind of like, it's not light in that sense. It's not based on understanding. These are the things that will close their heart down more and make them go into judgment, you know, make them go into warrior mode instead of opening up their heart and helping them connect to the power of love, where we don't have to fight. Not because there are no dangers around, but because we're smarter. than the dangers. We understand the nature of the dangers. We know how to navigate around it. And so that's what I'm getting, that this separation is just getting clearer and clearer. And people are really going to start to be, they're going to start to be facing themselves now, their mirror image, what they have chosen. So I feel like continue to build your light. It is really going to be helpful for you. It's going to be beneficial for you. I don't think you will regret it. I think you will be so grateful for making that investment. So take care, guys. I hope you're doing good. Bye.